He was calm in chaos, smart under pressure, and when the world was at war, he was the man the United States turned to. Chester William Nimitz was born on February 24, 1885, in Fredericksburg, Texas. He came from a humble background, raised by his mother and grandfather after his father died before he was born. At first, Nimitz dreamed of going to West Point, but there were no open slots, so he applied to the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis instead. That twist of fate changed the course of history. He graduated 7th in his class in 1905, and it didn't take long for people to notice his quiet leadership and sharp mind. He rose through the ranks of the Navy, gaining deep experience in submarines, destroyers, and battleships. When World War II hit, America needed strong, strategic minds to face Japan in the Pacific. After the devastating attack on Pearl Harbor, President Franklin D. Roosevelt made a bold decision. He put Chester Nimitz in charge of the entire Pacific Fleet. It was a nearly impossible job. The fleet was damaged, morale was low, Japan seemed unstoppable. But Nimitz stayed calm. Just 6 months later, he led US forces to one of the most important victories of the war, the Battle of Midway in June 1942. It was a turning point. Under Nimitz, American forces began pushing back, island by island. He coordinated thousands of ships, planes, and troops across a massive ocean. His strategy of island hopping brought US forces closer and closer to Japan. By 1945, the US Navy was the most powerful in the world, and Nimitz had become a household name. He was promoted to Fleet Admiral, one of only 5 men in US history to hold that rank. When Japan surrendered, Nimitz signed the surrender documents on behalf of the United States aboard the USS Missouri. But when the war ended, Nimitz didn't celebrate for long. He focused on peace. From 1945 to 1947, he served as Chief of Naval Operations, helping guide the Navy through the transition to peacetime and preparing for the challenges of the Cold War. Nimitz later served as a US representative at the United Nations and remained active in public life. He avoided politics, avoided fame, and stayed humble to the end. Chester Nimitz died on February 20th, 1966, just 4 days before his 81st birthday. He was buried at the Golden Gate National Cemetery in California, alongside other heroes of the Pacific War. His legacy, Chester Nimitz, is remembered as one of the greatest naval commanders in US history. He helped win a global war, not with bravado, but with brilliance.